Okay, let's start our next lessons. It's lecture number 3 today. And I open our presentation and we start it. 1 minute, please. I share my screen and we could find our destination course, Operational Logistic Management in Supply Chain, and we find lecture number 3. Lecture number 3, and it is information about part of our lecture materials, and we need our presentation today. We could use this file in any time because it's connected to our courses, and it's good, I think, that we could use it in preparing period for our exam or preparing period for our module test and other. So lecture number 3 today, and our questions on today, it is principles of integrated logistics. We already discussed in previous lecture what is logistics, what is the history of logistics, that it was as different kinds of science. It was about war, it was about business, and now it connected everything, I think, of in our world, because every company, maybe every company, yes, has special logistics department. It is not only in transport company, it could be manufacturer, it could be some shops and other, and everywhere we need some specification, some destination for this activity. So yes, it could be possible, it need today, and we used this all information in our everyday activity. So we discussed today these questions. I think it will be very interesting for you. Something you already know, of course, because it is not very new information for every one of us. Oh, sorry, I come back to my presentation. I saved a screenshot because new students connected to us. Now you could see the presentation, the slide. Please put plus in our chat or ask, please. All good? Okay, hope good. Oh, yes, our chat works. Okay, good. Thank you, Mikita. Okay, so started our materials and discuss it. So, principles of integrated logistics. Now we discussed why logistic in Ukraine is integrated. Why integrated and what it means for our economic system, for our transportation system, and other kind of activities. So, to date, Ukraine is only in a transitional state in terms of the use of logistic principle of operations. Of course, it is good geographic position of Ukraine for transit flows of different kinds of cargo, and it is good position for different kinds of transport we could use. The main task is to form logistic thinking so that all managers in the company learn to work and act based on concepts of integrated efforts and economy. It will be very good. Because it means from the logistic thinking, we need to think when we can use special traffic, special transport system, special cargo, and other. We need to think about it and to find the good decision, and it depends from our really logistic thinking. Their tasks are set not only for transportation. We need to think not about only the transportation, and we need to think about different things which happened around this territory with this road and other, but also for all other types of activities of organizations. We need to think about formation of logistic infrastructure on today and where it work, where it don't work, where is special traffic jam, for example. We need now when we could use it and where we could to see to find this information. It about information exchange, about inventory management, about warehousing, of course, because sometimes we could use only safe goods in transport. Sometimes we need to use some warehouses system. About cargo handles, packaging, and other type of operations with cargo, it could be need for us during our transportation period. Only combined into a signal system, their functional areas are able to meet the needs of logistics. Of course, yes, so many questions we need to discuss, to think about it, to know when we could use it or couldn't use and other. So, formation of logistics infrastructure. What we think, it means, does it mean for us when we discuss logistic infrastructure? What it is? It is infrastructure of transport, infrastructure of manufacture, or about something else. Typical objects of the logistics infrastructure include manufacturing enterprises, include warehouses. Of course, it could include or not include, but we discuss about all these types. Loading and unloading terminals, of course, because sometimes we need to use it, sometimes not, sometimes yes. So we discuss about it. And retail stores. So, from the point of view of business as a foil, logistics exists to ensure that goods and material stocks arrived at the right time in the right place and with the right benefit at the lowest possible total costs. It is the main principles of logistics, and we discussed it in our first lectures and repeat it now that we need to think about right time of delivery, about right place for delivery when it really need, and with the right benefits, of course, and we think about lowest possible total costs as it could be possible on this road with this type of transport, with this time period. It could be short period, and sometimes it is not so cheap. But we think about all these principles and use it in our work. So stocks in themselves are of little value until they are placed where and when they are needed to issue that ownership in transfer it from hand to hand. Yes, we use this technology from hand to hand, or sometimes we ask from door to door. From door of warehouses, for example, point of start our road to warehouses, for example, point of finish our road, for example, or that value is added. If a company fails consistently meet this time and place condition, it will have nothing to sell. In order for logistics to bring maximum strategic benefits, all its functional links should work on the basis of integration. Success in each such link makes sense only if they contribute to increase the efficiency of the integrated logistics systems as well. Of course, yes. In fact, the achievement as the strategic goal of any business enterprise depends on the integration on logistics functionals. Of course, yes, we agree with this position and we discussed it already on previous lessons. So, integrated logistics. Logistics is considered as a field of competence that connects the company with its consumers and suppliers. Yes, it's a special sphere of activity when we could use all these principles and connect different companies. Information flows about and from customers into the company in the form of sales data, forecast, and orders, and something else, of course. All information what we need to delivery, to save goods and other. Input material resources constitute a beginning of the flow of stock that gradually find added value, the movement of which ends with the transfer or ownership of finished products to customers. Yes. Thus, two components are distributed in this single process. It's stock flows and information flows. So the main flows in our delivery, of course, it is stock flows because we need to think about materials, about goods and other, and information flows because we need to know the information where is located our cargo now and what we could to preparing her for this period and what we could to do with this cargo now. So, stock flows, what it means, does it mean, and what we could use in our activity. After portions, materials, and components, the logistics process adds value as inventory moves to the right time and place. If everything is done right, the materials received added value at each stage of their transformation into a finished product. In other words, the value of an individual part increases when the latter becomes part of the machine. Just as example, and we could you see on the picture, for example, yes, special manufacture when we connected all parts of the car in one car models, yes, and we could use it for transportation, for example, to our customers and use different types of transport, and it could be adding price for these goods. If we think that it is not as a type of transport, we think about it as a good. From the point of view of physical distribution, the customer is the endpoint to the marketing channel. Yes, so we think about it. The most important task of each participant of such a channel is to ensure the availability of the product. And physical distribution deals with the promotion of finishing products to customers. Of course, we need to think about it. So, material and technical support of products. Ensuring production is a function of logistics has one significant difference from physical distribution. Physical distribution serves to satisfy the needs of customers, and because of this is forced to adapt to the uncertainty of market demand. For example, presented both by and customers and sectors of the economy and other information. Material and technical support of production satisfy the own managed needs of a production enterprise. They uncertainly generally by random customer order and functions of demand in demand is not inherent in most manufacturing operations. Sometimes, yes. Supply includes procurement and organization of external supplies of materials, production components, and finished products from the supplier to manufacturing or store facilities, warehouses, or retail stores. Sometimes it could be very big part of memberships, and we think about every all this position and points of road. Often the same process is defined as logistics as the entrance or internal logistics. As the main task of integration logistics is the coordination of all stock movements that add additional value to them. Combining then free industries gives the company the opportunity to establish and field management of flows of materials, semi-finished products and finished products movement between each enterprise's sources of supplies and customers. So a big part of membership could be on this part of delivery for one cargo. And we need to think about all this position, all these memberships. And the next type of flow, it is also very important, the main important in our present time because now we need to find all information online on time now and very very fast. Yes, it is our reality. It is good, yes, and we preparing for it that we could to find everything very fast and to track our delivery, where it located, how many times we need for delivery and other when we could wait this goods and other information. It is all information flow and we need in to know all this information with very big percent of prognosis. So it really needs for us. Each branch of logistics sets its own requirements for the size of orders, the availability of stocks, as well as the speed of this movement. Information facilitates the coordination, planning, and control of day-to-day operations. Yes, we need this information to know. Without accurate information, most logistic efforts are likely to be fruitless. Order management is related on the exchange of information about needs between participants in the value chain. Order process means allocating inventory and responsibilities to meet customer needs. In the field of distribution, the most important thing is to provide the desired assortment of goods in the right time, with minimal duplications of actions and minimal non-productive costs. Of course, yes, we think about it. Sorry, that we sometimes could change something and avoid some non-productive costs when we, for example, could save our goods at transport and don't use warehouses. Sometimes, if it could be possible and if it will be cheaper, why not? We could use it. So yes, we discuss all different types of these activities. The task of inventory management is to ensure that the logistics system as a whole doesn't suffer from a shortage of resources necessary for operation in the planned mode. The delivery required information suitable for the preparations, modifications, and cancellation of the purpose order in full agreement with the suppliers. Of course, we write it and discuss before our delivery of this position. At the field of transportation and cargo processing, information served as a tool for managing the delivery of stock according to their destination. The efficiency of transport depends on such coordination of orders that would ensure full loading of transport capacities. In addition, the necessary vehicles must be in the right place in the right time. Of course, yes, it's one of our logistic principles, and we used it in our delivery system. So, operational goals. With regard to organization of the logistic system and its management, each firm is simulationally guided by at least 6 operational goals. The achievement of each primarily determines the effectiveness of logistics, which it includes. Which type of operational goals? It's interesting, yes. Its fast reaction, its minimal uncertainty, minimum stock volume, it is consolidation, consolidation of cargo transportation. What does it mean? It means when we could, for example, free part goods for delivery from different customers, and sometimes we could consolidation this free part of delivery to one delivery, and we put it in one transport, for example, one kind of transport, one car or one wagon as example, yes, and deliver it on this road. And sometimes we could unload in one part, for example, for our customer, and first and second part we could deliver it in our road by the distance. Yes, sometimes we use this system. We think about quality and about life cycle support. What does it mean? Let us see it, more information about it and think what it could be possible for us. The speed of reaction characterizes the firm's ability to satisfy customer requirements in a timely manner. Information technologies make it possible to postpone the immediate executive of logistic operations as long as possible, and then carry out the repeat delivery of the necessary stocks. This leads to the elimination of excess inventory that firms once had to hold while waiting for order. Uncertainty can arise as a result of action in any area of logistics itself, delay it received in order from a client, unexpected filter of productions, damage to goods during delivery to the customer, or delivery to the wrong place or destinations. So sometimes it could be possible, and we think about all these operational loss. So, traditionally, the accumulation of insurance buffer stock and the use of expensive methods of transportation served as means as smoothing uncertainty. Yes, sometimes we need to use it. It could depend from the territory, from the situation, from the goods. Maybe we need to deliver in a very, very fast time. Such methods, with their inherent costs and risks, are giving way to the use of information technologies to establish tight control over logistics operations. As uncertainty is minimized, logistics productivity increases as a result of the saving achieved. The task of minimization the volume of stocks is reduced to the reduction of available stocks in the minimum volume. It's the concept of zero stocks. Now it's very popular when we could sell, for example, picture in catalog. We could sell this picture, and after this we could production some materials, some products, or collect these products, package these products, and other operations. It's based on concept of zero stocks, which ensures the lowest overall cost of logistics. However, one important fact was discovered. Many Many deficiencies in current operations don't become apparent until inventories have reached the minimum possible level. Yes, it's very interesting. One of the largest elements of logistics costs is transportation costs, of course, because it is a big part of delivery processes, and we think about this, it is the main part. In order to reduce transportation costs in yes delivery, it is desirable to achieve the consolidation of transportation by combination required cargoes. As a rule, the larger the transported cargo and the longer the transportation range distance, the lower the transportation costs per unit of cargo. This requires the development of special programs for the assembly of small cargoes in batch for the consolidation of cargo transportation. Yes. Each implementation of such program is facilitated by temporary agreement between various participants in the logistics chain. Quality, it is about one of this position, it is quality. It is correction any mistake made during the executive of customer's order. The promised service coordination are not following the delivery of the cargo is not as intended or it is damaged on the way. Is much more expensive than correct the timely work. And finally, another goal of logistics is to support the product life cycle. Only some goods may be sold without any guarantee that they will meet the advertised characteristics within a certain time. Sometimes the normal movement of inventory in which added value is created is forced to reverse. Sometimes it is very important, and we couldn't do without this. And this our slide about one situation in company. It about and transportation and quality and all delivery systems. It was a big story, very famous story. Maybe you already know this information. In this sense, the practice of return goods is similar to the strategy of providing the highest level of customer service regardless of cost. A classic example of how you can take advantage of adverse circumstances of Johnson and Johnson's handling of the Tylenol drug crisis. It was very famous situation in all news in this period of time. In the modern sense, product life cycle support is logistic support from the first to the last step. So it is example about life cycle support about with Tylenol company, and we could to see this information. In September 1982, one of the divisions of Johnson and Johnson was experiencing the most service crisis. The drug Tylenol turned out to be involved in 7 fatal stakes in Chicago. When all this happened, the chair of Tylenol is the market of analgesics with a turnover of $1 billion was 35%, and by the end of September, it had decreases by 80%. The company successfully emerged from the crisis thanks to its ability to establish a reserve logistics flow and thanks to a marketing strategy aimed at protecting customers. Initially, the company focused its efforts on finishing the source of the problem. As soon as it was possible to find out the serial numbers of the package involved in the accident, Johnson and Johnson stopped production at the plant where his batch of the drug was manufactured. At the same time, the company announced the termination of sales of Tylenol in the country and demanded the return of the drug. The conducted investigations finally confirmed that the replacement of the drug took place principally in the retail network. Since the serious number of the 6 blisters involved in the fatal case indicated a batch of products produced by a completely different champion of the company. So it was very big company. It was long period ago, but it was very important and very interesting, I think. So I stopped on this moment our lecture materials, and we finish and now all this information.